Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one, welcome all to another Mario Kart Boards cast. Here we've got round 6 between Kinetolic Gaming and Daragh in a best of 3 series. Both are tied 1-1. This is for match 3 for all the marbles. That being said, I'm Jaggy and I'm joined by Fusion.
Hello.
We've got Javo, Jake, Luke, Mura, and Shaka bagging. So Shaka for Ryu. That's actually going to be a pretty key loss because Ryu is arguably a top 3 bagger of all time. He hasn't been too active lately, but just not having that as your bagger, not having Ryu there is a bit of a blow. But Shaka, I must say he's decent. He's not a bad bagger. He's had the experience, but not near the level of Ryu. So I think that may hurt them a little bit.
Yeah. That lack of bagging is going to hurt them, but I think that with, that starting 4 that they have for running, I think I'll be able to, kind of cancel out that little setback.
Yeah. And KG definitely have the potential to nullify that lack of bagging because they are a very strong side. And they are missing out on Mike. Of course, he already is not on the team anymore. He already transferred out. He's still on the roster. He can't transfer out mid-season, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as everybody's concerned, Mike is already pretty much gone. So they're going to have Luke coming in. Luke has always been the 6th man for KG. He's been in and out. He's been slotting in and out, and he's had mixed performances for the most part. But still, having someone like Luke, who's a very prominent TT'er, very good lines, and decent game sense too. It's just the tilt that affects him for the most part. But still, having someone like Luke there to back up Mike is very important. And then let's switch over to Daragh, actually. Wasting no time in these lineups here. Let's see who they're matched up against. So they have Backache, Justin H, Torp, Thunder, and Callum. So Justin coming in for Daragh here as a super sub. What are your thoughts?
That's interesting because, they don't have Desea now. And Justin, who's also a T-tier, he also has pretty good lines, and he has a pretty good game sense as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do on the playing field because, them missing out on Desea. I feel like Desea would probably be like their primary. I felt like to be, one of the shot callers and whatnot. But I think that with this addition, I think it'll actually make this a much closer match.
Surely, but I am a little bit more concerned for Daragh than I am for KG if we're talking about the subs. I feel like Luke, it has been more active, so he's able to slot in when necessary and it won't be too much of a blow. Justin, however, I don't think has been fairly active as of late, so we'll see how that plays a factor. But Justin is a bit of a boomer bust player too. Whenever he is not too active in the community, if he's consistent and he's active, then he's a strong player. But whenever he doesn't play as much, then it's hard to tell how he's going to perform here. So if Daragh want to be successful, they're going to have to depend on Backache, of course, their strongest runner, to remain up there at all costs. And then Justin's going to have to limit the mistakes today. And then we're going to have to see some more plays coming out from Torp. He's a great playmaker, and Thunder is going to have to be consistent on his day today. Basically, Everybody on this side has to remain consistent.
And they do have to also keep a strong mentality too, because mentality is very important, especially when you're very far in a tournament. So if you can keep that mentality stable and everything, then you'll have no problems at all. And it's worth noting, because I noticed in the match 2, there were some communication issues with Daragh at times. So that kind of, pretty much gave him a lot of trouble later on in the match.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that match 1 got canceled, they have a chance to, just regroup and start, thinking over, we just have to make sure we keep ourselves calm and cool and collected and not worry too much. If something happens, we just move on with it and not worry about it.
Yeah. And the communication issues isn't because of any one of these people individually. There are several players in this lineup who are good with communications. For example, Thunder and Backache are both they're both going to try to communicate as best as possible. They're mainly the shot callers. At times, though, they tend to butt heads, whether it's mistakes that cause like for example, Thunder stopping on the double that one time and bumping Backcake off. Or if it's communication issues, like for example, Thunder wants to call a shock somewhere, and then Backcake's like, no, we have to do it here. That'd be a better option. They need to make sure they get that in check.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. And then as for the bagging situation right now for Daragh, they do have Callum bagging, and they've been switching out a few baggers throughout the split. They've had who is that? At times they would have Daragh back. At times they would have Starstrike is in.
Yeah,
Daragh, right? Yeah. Starstrike, Daragh is like their fourth string bagger, but they have Starstrike, they have Epic's bagging. Now they have Callum bagging. I feel like Callum is the strongest out of all the baggers in this roster. I'm surprised Callum hasn't played more often in the bagging, but I feel like this would be best for them. And against someone like Shaka, who at times is a bit shaky, I feel like Daragh are in position maybe to pull an upset here if they can get the lion's share of the shocks, and if they can communicate it properly. If they don't have any flubs in the communication, then we may see some breakthrough races here for Daragh. Let's make our predictions and let's make our MVP picks. So who do you got winning this one, and by how much?
I have KG winning by 20, but I feel like it's going to be very, very close. And I think that Jake will be able to MVP this one with 110.
Okay. You know, I'm sort of on the same level. I feel like KG are still going to take this one home due to the fact that Daragh, on paper, they're strong, but every now and again, they have these performances where they have bad chem and they make individual mistakes. It's really hard to predict Daragh, so I'm going to go with a safe pick here. I'm going to say KG. You said KG plus how much?
By 20.
20? Okay, I'm going to say KG 32. But I still think that Daragh have the capability of winning today. It's a bit of a fringe pick here, but we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see. This is going to be a very hard match to predict, but still I got KG 32, and I'm going to say MVP here. I'm going to say, it's hard to say. I want to say someone from KG, but any one of them can MVP, honestly. I feel like Backcake will do well today, but I feel like the pressure in the end, in crunch time, maybe in GP3, I feel like he's going to drop off a little bit, but you never know. I feel like MVP today will be Luke.
Bold.
I know, very bold. Luke 110, but Jake could also very much MVP.
Yeah, and if we can, let's get a vote in the chat so everybody can also share their votes on who will win. Hashtag KG win, hashtag Daragh win. And while we're waiting for the match to get underway, what do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just really excited for this, honestly. I mean, this match, very hard to say who's going to win, and looking forward to it.
Same here.
Now, segueing into the match here, we've got Maple Treeway coming out. It came out from KG as they are starting in 135. So here we go. Kinetolic Gaming versus Daragh. We are underway. Nobody hops in cut in top 3. I'm a little surprised, and it looks like whoever started in first there for KG got bumped out by Thunder, who took a pretty good line. I think he might have dropped it up in the end there. So switching over to Luke as Backcake's stream is lagging, unfortunately. Let's see how well Thunder will be able to hold down this first here. Looks like Havo gets backspammed and then bumped off, I believe. Yeah, he had the respawn in the end, so he's going to fall behind quite a bit. A snipe coming in onto Torp, I believe. So it's going to be... Actually, Murph somehow snuck his way up to first, so top 3 now for KG. Some really good plays early on.
And Luke holding this golden in third, which is very, very good.
This is huge, yeah.
It's going to allow him to get into first right here, as he should. He's going to golden up into first and try to take as fast lines as he can. And right now, also, Mel is holding a Mega in third. And if we can see the bagging battle right now, I see that Callum got there first. So he has the first crack at getting Shock in 10.
We'll see.
Right now, Luke holding this Schumann first, which is going to be very, very helpful for him, and he's going to be able to dodge at any blues at any time.
Let's switch over to Backkick, actually. Yeah, but I did see Callum falling off. I believe he had Bill in that case, so the bagging situation now is a 50-50. At this point, if you're the Daragh bagger, you don't want to risk boxes right now, But actually, no, probably start risking boxes right now as they're approaching the cannon, because if you don't pull the shock here, it's going to be curtains. So I'd say he's going to start risking boxes at this point.
Well, Luke uses a shroom, so I think he expects that Daragh might have it already.
Or KG may have it, actually. Possibly. No. No shot coming in for KG here.
Ooh, a POW, and he's able to keep his mega.
POW comes in. That POW was fairly early, though. It didn't affect anybody. Luke was able to just slow down a tiny bit without getting flubbed from the POW there. So he's still going to keep first by quite a bit of distance here. Looks like one of the baggers, I believe, is running for... No, it's still 50-50.
Very close call with that fib. And him still holding this mega, so I'm guessing, if anything, there might be a last set shock. I don't know. And yeah, there it is. Yeah,
that shock was just pulled just now, too.
Really?
That shock just now, yeah.
Okay,
Very
so
important shock.
Looking to meet 2-4, I believe, for Daragh. Murrow was able to barely cross the line, beating out Torp there. And if I was pulled right there, then that's the best that you could have done, because having it much earlier would have made it even better, since Mel could have dodged in cannon and could have broken up the top two even quicker.
Yeah, and it was nice to see Backkick being very patient with that mega. There are certain situations in which you don't want to hold your dodge for too long in certain tracks, like maybe DDR, if you're holding a star in 5th or something and the other team's breaking, go ahead and take the star ultra. But in that case, Backkick really had nothing to gain from using that mega prematurely. He wouldn't have caught up to the top two, even if he took cut, for example. So it was good patience for him to hold that mega and eke out that second in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Backkick took the gap, but then got sniped immediately by Murrow. So far, Murrow with several snipes, sniping Thunder out of a top spot in MT to get that first place in the very early part of the stages. Now sniping Mel out of first there, but Mel has a golden in 6 now. He's going to be able to catch back up quite easily.
Thunder also has shrooms, and top 3 had shrooms, so now Daragh with the advantage in top 3. And Mel looking to get an item to back so they can increase their break. And right now with Luke also holding this mega in 7th place. Ooh. So right now Daragh holding out in top 3.
Easy right now, yeah.
But thing is, there's a blue, and also who has the shock?
It has to be KG.
There it is. And TS is top 2.
I thought KG were going to use the shock like towards the end of the cave there, but then that would have risked TSing their own players. So that early shock came in to get them before the mushrooms there. And they're going to be able to come up.
Oh,
that's a
bomb!
Huge bomb,
what a shot.
Whose was that? That was huge.
That was a massive bomb.
I saw a couple KG players come up, though. So was that an accidental bomb from KG as they were trying to maybe spam shrooms? I couldn't quite see.
I don't think so.
It was hard to tell.
It could have been, but still, that's going to be a bad race, another bad race for Daragh right now. And so far, 2 races in, is not looking pretty. So they got to start picking it up ASAP.
Yeah, that shock certainly did wonders for KG, as it did TS Backkick, and I believe one other from Daragh, just based on the fact that it was that damaging.
Man, that blue and shock has got to hurt, but they were able to still get 2, 4, 6, 7. So if anything, they were able to kind of control the damage a little bit, but still, that is a losing race.
Yeah, and let's see. I'm trying to see who won out in the bagging exchange, because I saw one of the baggers chaining boxes in 9th desperately. I wasn't sure if that was a 9er or if
it was 10, because Shaka was already there.
Okay, yeah, he was passing the mushrooms at the end. So yeah, 10er there coming in for KG. Clutch shock from Shaka, and we're gonna see another solid race here. KG on the driver's seat again. 1-3-5-7 alt spots once again
on that track.
Yeah, DDR comes out here, though. That's a pretty safe pick for 1-3, especially with the running power that KG possesses. I know they're very consistent with the Sanop here. So Daragh are going to have to make sure to take risks when necessary here in case KG start off the race really strongly. We'll see what happens, though.
If you're a Daragh, you would like to get a golden at the first set, especially Mel here sitting in 8th. Is trying to get a box here at first set, and he pulls yet another mega, which is
Ooh.
not the best thing that you would want. And he is forced into it from a bomb.
Yeah, forced out of
And
it
able
anyway.
to pull triple shrooms, which is very, very good. It's about
Luke
as
has
good as
shrooms
gold.
right behind him as well, so it's going to be an even trade-off for the most part, unless we see someone else, God forbid, has triple shrooms up there as well, like maybe Chavo, but highly unlikely. We'll see the red coming in onto Backcake, though, not able to break it. And Luke is in a very strong position to be able to get up to first and give KG more running solidity. But Justin is in first right now. KG's not, or yeah, Luke's not going to be able to break the plane. He takes the non-safe ultra. Same with Backcake. So very good lines from both of them. 1-3 or 1-4. Sorry.
What a fib!
Oh. That was a solid fib there.
Good play from Justin. Now
So
top two for Daragh.
Yeah, it was a 1-4 for Daragh. Now it is a top 2. Let's switch over to Luke here. He does have a fib in fourth. I don't think he's in position to snipe here. Yeah, throws that fib away.
And
Although maybe he could have thrown a fib up here, because you can throw the fib pretty far if you throw it after that boost panel section.
And another snipe from Murrah.
Oh,
Gets the back out of there. So now
Murrah has been
for excuse me. For a KG, holy cow.
Yeah, Murrah has been dirty so far this particular race. Still a 1-4 for Daragh, not too horrible. And Backcake could be in position to throw. Actually, no, Luke has. Yeah, he has greens there. He's going to protect himself and backspam Backcake very easily.
Yeah, holding down 2-3 right now. Justin is able to just keep first the entire race with some very clean lines, very good running. And
still coming up from Jake as well.
Looks to me that's going to be a, what is that, 2-3-4?
Yep, 2-3-4. That was a key play for Murrah.
Yeah, that was such a nice snipe on a Backcake right there. And Murrah's just pulling out all the stops with all these snipes, which is very crucial, because it doesn't allow them to just run away and maybe, potentially double backspam and all that. So,
yeah, very
good stuff from him.
3 races, 3 snipes for Murrah. All 3 key snipes that change the races around. We're going to see a 2-3-4 for KG, and that's going to be a +5 for KG.
So yeah, right now KG slowly and steadily breaking away with this lead. And right now, Daragh does have to pick up the momentum a little bit, pick up the pressure, because so far they're already down 25, and you do not want to be in this particular position this early on. And if they're able to, they really got to try to secure a big race right here.
Yeah, credit to Justin, though. He ran that race throughout. Very solid, didn't make any mistakes. Typically in DDR, if you make one little flub, that could mean the end of the race. If you're right ahead of somebody that's right behind you, and you either fail the sand hop or you get like a slightly bad pillar trick and the other one gets a low pillar trick, immediately they slip up into first. So it was good for Daragh there to be able to hold down that first. They're gonna pick Coconut Mall here and Parkway coming out for the most part for KG.
Pretty
they
interesting.
They really want Murder Run.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, having him in front on this track is also pretty deadly, since he's able to run this very well, and he's the only one that's on Daisy, so he has a better drifting compared to the Flame Runner, and he's able to get up there much quicker.
Yeah, with these like 90-degree, 110-degree turns for a couple of them, Daisy is going to get the better of the turns here. Looks to me like one of KG gets greened out as he was goldening up, or not goldening up, but drafting up. It's still going to be a 1-3 for KG. In position to snipe Torp here. There it is.
That was some big lag, but it got him anyway.
We're looking at Luke, but Luke actually sniped Torp out of second, and good work from Luke actually not to hit Murrah as well in the process. So going to be a top 2 for KG, and Backcake has the star in 5th. Would you chain this last set if you're Backcake?
So far the baggers are going back, and he just got ready there, so he does have to catch up, and you just can't have only Torp up there alone. So if anything, he should chain it here, as he does. And he pulls triple shrooms, which is pretty good. But right now, KG is just holding down in top 2, and both Luke and Murrah are up there, so it's going to be pretty hard to get him out.
Yeah, and the bagging situation was fairly even, but now one of the baggers are just running away, I believe, with the shock. So let's see who that is in just a sec. Oh, they actually go forward. Yep.
So Shaka is way ahead in 10th. So right now, Callum does have to go for boxes in 9th and see if he can cheese one right here.
Yeah,
And I think what yet another mega in fifth.
I'm surprised Callum went forward to drive off with the bill there, because you never know. Shaka could pull another bill and fall off himself. So, yeah, I think Callum just giving up on the bagging battle early, trying to maybe get stars to drop for his team, or God forbid, even a niner. Looks like Havo gets backspam there from Torp. Torp is another playmaker, just like Mura for KG, and let's see if Torp can make another play here. Not really in position to do so. I mean, that top two is broken.
This POW, though, could change it, since he could just get him right out. Oh, there it is! Shock dodge is top two. So they're basically gone. And there's nothing that Daragh can do now. All they gotta do is hold down the middle spots. Ooh. Just went right between those nanas. Wow.
Good work from Backache to be able to avoid, and actually Jake ends up getting the worst of that exchange. He hit one of the nanas, so still a 3-4. I mean, a POW here can't really do much with that top two completely broken away, but they're going to try to opt for that anyway, just to try to change something at least. But it's not going to happen. Top two, easy for KG.
And a blue coming out, but it's not going to catch him on time.
Was that a KG or Daragh blue? I couldn't tell.
It was probably a KG blue, and since they were holding it for a very long time.
Yeah, they threw that. If it was a KG blue, that was a little bit early.
Oh, it could on the line.
Good snipe. Very good awareness from Backache to see that person trimming up at the very end and sniping him out. But yeah, if that was a KG blue, that was thrown a little too early. It could have easily connected on one of the players in 3-4. Maybe give him a top 2-4 or a top 2-5.
They were fine, because either way, he had to catch up. So throwing that blue was a good idea. So that way, if anything, you get shrooms, and they could have potentially squeaked out maybe a top 2-4-5 instead of having 6-8. But yeah, still, up there.
Intentional or not, that was necessary.
But yeah, again, KG just holding it down right now with a 30-point lead to conclude this first GP. Daragh really does need to pick up the pace, though, because there's so far down 30, with 4 races in, and it's match 3, so it's for all the marbles, too. So any mistakes you make now, you're just going to have to deal with for the remainder of the season. So they just got to pick it up fast.
Certainly. Yeah, KG holding their nerve for the majority of that GP. They made some really good plays, notably Mura. First 3 races got a snipe in each of those 3 races to be able to change the spots around. And then that second, or the last race, they were able to get a couple back spams off. Solid run there. We'll see how Daragh will be able to bounce back here. It's only a 30-point deficit after all, even after all of those plays coming out from KG, and that they seemingly dominated that GP, but only a plus 30. So we'll see.
So 30 points is a lot when it comes to these two teams. So if anything, it's pretty good for KG for a strong start. And like I said, if Daragh is able to come back here, and they definitely can come back, as earlier in the season they were able to come back, I believe against which team was it again?
EXO.
Yeah, against EXO they were able to come back, and they nearly came back as well against PT. So if anything, you wouldn't count them out here. They only have a few races left here.
Yeah, and Daragh are the type of team where they're gonna have at least one GP where they don't play as well. Typically, if they play GP1 poorly, then they'll start to bounce back a little bit. If they play GP1 and 2 well, then it'll be GP3 in which they will crumble. So if the pattern follows here, we may see a Daragh comeback here potentially, but we'll see. It's not all about superstition. This game, anything can happen really, and if KG continue this momentum, it's going to be very hard for Daragh to get anything out of it. But GV coming out here for Daragh, very consistent at this track.
Alrighty, starting off with GV. What you want here is you want to go get some shrooms if you were Daragh right now.
Certainly. And TC for Batcake there. Looks to me like KG got the better of the early exchanges, with Jake schlagging 2 of KG early on. And this is not a horrible position for KG, but one of KG need to make the rock in 5th or 6th. If it's someone in 7th or 8th, they're not going to be able to break the plane enough here, especially with Mura potentially. And Jake took it too.
Both Jake and Mura taking it, which is going to give them a huge advantage. Both of them made it cleanly without any fail. And Luke able to freely backspam here in 3rd with these nanas.
I guess that was a little fortunate there for Jake to be able to pull shrooms after schlagging in a mega there, but Mura, of course, was in position to pull shrooms the whole time in a mid spot. Both of them made rock cleanly, and Backcake will just tank this TC here. So Daragh are in a really bad position right now.
Yeah, that's Backcake's third TC of this race so far.
Who's that in fourth? Couldn't quite see. It looked to me like it was Justin that took the rock there, but not too cleanly. He's still going to be in fourth, right behind that KG top 3. So the shock has to come pretty soon if you're Daragh.
They're currently, they're able to pass out Mura, and it's not a top 3, with Jake only being in first while KG's in 4-5. But it's interesting to know like who has the shock, because if Shaka has the shock here, then it's basically curtains.
Yeah, Shaka has the shock. I don't know if he does or not, but Torp's going to be taking the cut here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Daragh had shock, and I think they were able to TS Mura right there, which is very, very good. And Backkick also made it through. So it looks to me that it's going to be a solidified top 2. Oh, no. No. Jake was able to just pass him up there, and it's going to be a 1-3-5. So very
solid shock, certainly.
Yeah, very good shock. And Callum finally pulling, I believe that's his his second shock of the match. So a very important one, and Daragh able to finally snag a winning race, which may be a sign of things to come.
Yeah, and that was Torp actually. Torp actually took the rock hop and went to the left side. We saw Justin taking the rock as well. So them two making the rock, even though Justin didn't make it too cleanly, he was able to break the plane just a little bit, and them two making rock in lap 2 was pretty vital considering that they had shock. Torp just took the regular respawn lap 3, DSing Mura as well with that shock and dodging Backcake in the star coming up. So yeah, very good salvage.
Yeah, very good salvage. Only a winning race by 3, but still, progress is progress. And if they can just heap up the amount of points and they're able to just, keep on doing that every single race with bigger margins, then they'll be back in this match in no time.
Only 27-point deficit now. I thought that race would have been a little bit better for them, but it's still good to be able to get a winning race out of that in general, with that KG breaking away in top 3 after lap 1. So if you're a Daragh, you're very happy about that particular race. And they're gonna pick Coconut Mall here. BC3, I know a couple of them are consistent with whether it's Ultra or Shroomless. Backcake with the Shroomless and Thunder with the Ultra. BC3 comes out here. This is gonna be a dogfight race.
Yeah, I know that most of the KG does know how to do Ultra, especially Mura and Havo. And with Havo and Daisy, they're gonna try to do something that I've heard some people. I've heard someone talk to me about how they would normally, switch characters to kind of, have a little bit of a track advantage with, having BCW and BC3 picked. It really benefits their Daisy players.
Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, I believe Thunder goes Daisy, but 90% of the time he goes Funky, and he will be in Funky here. So that may put him off a little bit with the Ultra take. We'll see what happens. Let's switch over to Luke, actually. Switch over to Luke as Backcake was going for Ultra. Backcake made the Ultra. That was a bad switch. But, yeah, first place right now. Top 2 as Thunder also makes the cut there.
I just wanted to hold it down. Bomb gets thrown, and Torp is able to just lag right out of it. Ooh. And does get nailed by Luke.
Let's switch over to Backcake. He's trying to schlag with the red here. Trying to get Mura with that trail. Mura doing a very good job of avoiding. Just basically hopping along with Backcake, staying patient. Interested to see if he's going to back a red here. If he does, though, he may just hit Thunder, so he opts not to back.
I don't think it's worth the risk. And if anything, I think Backcake is just going to go for the Ultra again. And there's a blue. Oh, it's going to get him on the pad. Oh, it does block the Ultra a little bit, though, by the looks of it.
Yeah, he does. So now let's switch over to Luke. He's trying to go for cut.
Oh, what a play.
Here we go.
And he makes the Shroomless. Oh, what a play.
Yeah, that was such a good play. Luke was going for the cut in third there. That shock was absolutely vital. And a TC coming in for Luke after that shock as well. So we're going to be seeing a very bleak race, it looks like, unless something changes.
No, I thought I saw a blue there. But yeah, that was such a great shot call. I think it was from Mel. Just able to nullify their chances of going for the cut as it was left unblocked.
Switch over to Luke. He is in 8th right now. Looks like he may be able to pull a star here. Not entirely sure. That TC battle is going to be important. Havo not able to pass it off in the end. Actually, he does. Shot comes in, though, from KG.
No, it's from Daragh, actually.
Daragh? Ooh, you have to prevent KG from taking cut.
Yeah, because... Actually, wait, no. I may be wrong there.
Jake takes the cut, though, so he is in first now. Let's switch over to Batcake. Let's see how well he can fend off Murrah here. Yeah, definitely had to be a KG shock in the end.
Oh,
but Jake gets hit out, yeah, with the red.
But yeah, he's just going to hold down first. But I think... Whoa, oh my goodness, that green. But yeah, that's going to be a 2-3-4. Yeah, 2-3-4 for Daragh. Pretty good. I still am very, very, pretty excited after that play because that shot play was really, really well timed.
That was very well executed from Daragh. And even with that second shot coming in from KG and Jake dodging and taking the cut, still very important. And I'm going to look back at the VOD to see who was in 10th there. But for the most part, yeah, it was a very, very well played race from Daragh.
And yet another winning race, though it is small, it's still a bunch of progress for them. And, you know, as long as they keep building up these races, they'll definitely be back in it by the end of this GP.
I wonder what they're going to go with here with 2-3-4. There's really not much you could go with for 2-3-4. They could just go with the CM. That's something they've come out with pretty much the entire war so far.
So far, only 20-point differential. And for 2-3-4, I feel like you could go RBC. Because I know that if anything, you could possibly draft first. Or even if he does take the line just to go parallel to the wall, they can still kind of exploit that since they're outnumbering him up top. And KG going for BC Wii, trying to use their Daisy advantage right here with Javo and Murrah having to take the glitch. Both are very consistent at it. I know that. And I know that Thunder and Batcave both can take it as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do here and whether they're going to prevent them from taking cut or maybe they'll be able to get there fast enough and they're just going to be gone.
Yeah, I can confirm, by the way, the Daragh shock was a 9er. So a little unfortunate for KG there, but I mean, the shock call most certainly makes up for it because that was beautifully executed. We're going to see BC Wee, though. Let's see how well Jake can be able to fend off Batcake here. Likes to the fib. Torp is able to shroom up in the end. Jake way off with that fib snipe attempt, so Torp is going to be able to maintain first here.
I'm going to go to the left side, risking getting backed off by Jake right here. But I think he does know the importance of having to be on the right side and having a block glitch because both Murrah and Java can take it.
And I like that Batcake is not going for glitch here because he has a bomb in third. He isn't. If he fails glitch, then he's not going to... If he makes glitch, he's not going to really do anything with the bomb. If he misses glitch, then of course he goes down to ace. So now he could get KG out of a top spot here with this bomb if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, he has to be careful here not to snipe Torp. And here comes a bomb right here. And I think the bomb on either of them.
Just a little too far to the right there from Batcake, not able to get Murrah or Jake out of a top spot. Luke got TC'd early. Oh, that's such a good snipe there. Was that from Murrah again?
Yep.
Murrah. My goodness. We've seen that time and time again throughout this war. Murrah is on fire right now, but let's see the spots. It's actually kind of hard to tell. Torp's still first.
Oh. Yeah, looks like I think Javo missed it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. And so right now, what Daragh has to look to do is they're gonna have to stop him from taking cut lap 3. And if they do have shock,
on to this mega though. Interesting.
I think they do have shock, so he knows that if anything, he's gonna have to hold it. And...
Switch over to Luke then. I want to. Okay, there's a blue coming in. I believe that was on Jake actually. Yeah, I believe as soon as Jake got into first, they called the blue there. There might have been a snipe coming out from Jake onto Torp before that. So let's see what happens here in terms of the shock status. I know Daragh, you said has it, so
I'm thinking that they might, since he's holding that mega so long, but he just used it. I am not so sure what they're gonna do here. He might counter this play if they're planning on TSing him.
Yeah, Batcake was just holding on to that mega just in case there might have been a shock from KG instead. But if you're Batcake, I think holding that mega for that long is not very good. Back spam onto Luke though. This could work for Daragh here. maybe they can sneak a couple spots in the end.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
He's able to gain Luke a few spots, and that's gonna result in a 6-8 for Daragh. I think that Javo was able to take glitch again, and while he was doing it, he was able to block it so no one else could take it.
Right. And if you're back kick, I understand the intention. I believe he was holding on to that mega because he might have thought that the other team had the shock, and they might have had it, honestly, but they just opted to hold it until the end. But if you're back kick there, you don't want to fall too far behind, because if you don't use your dodge last set, then it's going to be hard to catch up unless you take the glitch, because there's not really many places you can catch up in. Maybe the golden strat going around the glitch, but that's really it.
Mm-hmm. It's only a -3 race for Daragh, so if anything, it's not going to kill their progress off too much, and it's going to put it back now to a 23-point lead. But yeah, for all that Daragh could do, they actually did as well as they could to, if anything, gain most of those top spots with 2-3.
Okay, got you. So online wasn't 10th, so that's the reason why he held on to that mega.
Yeah, I assume so, because I knew that if anything, they were gonna try to, just have him hold on for a little while in case they could pull it in 10th, but Shaka was able to get it in 9th at the end, or he could have been holding it for the entire race. We may never know, but still pretty crucial for them to have shocks, especially
Yeah,
at
so
a given time.
the bagging battle has been fairly even so far. I think I couldn't really I don't have a shock count particularly, but there have been a couple races where Shaka was in 10th, hard in 10th, and then a couple races where online was hard in 10th. There weren't too many close bagging battles, so it's a fairly even bagging exchange, and this is where you really want someone like Ryu to be able to establish their dominance. But yeah, match is fairly close still. It's going to be a 23-point lead for KG. Moonview Highway comes out here. I mean, the first 10 seconds of this race is going to be absolutely pivotal.
All right, so Moonview is going to be a very interesting pick right here. Already with a star, he's opting to use it right away, trying to get up there and see if he can break those top spots early.
Oh, Torp gets a nano snipe onto Luke out of first, but Backcake ends up flubbing. Oh, that was looking really good for Daragh to start off with, but no, unfortunately. It's still going to be top 2. Let's switch over to Luke. See how well he's going to be able to fend off. He goes really wide to avoid a potential backspam there, so Luke playing it fairly safe.
Yeah, he is playing this very safely because I'm still pretty close, but he does not want to get taken out early, especially with all these cars and all the places that they could backspam.
Ooh, Justin may get ready. Yep.
Yeah, we got taken out right there, and now it's only Torb up there, and so far they are 2-3 KG. And
back kick here. We see Javo coming up in either a golden or shroom, so 3-4 for KG here, and no blue yet. Daragh may be holding on to it. It looks like Backkick actually hit the car. Didn't get flattened by it, but he got the air time. So still going to lose a lot of speed. He pulls the TC in the end. Not able to pass it to Javo due to the car hit. And it looks like Shaka may be holding on to the shock here. So we may see the spots change around here if they use the shock. There it is.
Shock, pow shock combo. And only dodge, so...
Jake dodging. Yeah, it's going to give him a 2-3-4, though. Even though it was only Jake dodging, it's still going to be very good for KG. They're going to be able to hold on to this winning race, potentially.
Oh, Murrah does get destroyed by that.
Yeah. Bomb car wide 45, Murrah.
He knows.
2-3.
2-3.
Justin, yep.
5-6 for KG and 1-4 for Daragh in bottom 2. Yeah, it was very unfortunate for Mel to hit that car early on because it would have been a top 3 instead of a top 2, and it would have cost them. It would have made double the effort for them to get away from all those backspam. So it's really unfortunate there that he hit the car.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Well, maybe not unfortunate in the sense that he did hit that was a flub, but unfortunate because Daragh was going to most likely run away with that, assuming they weren't going to make any more mistakes. We did see Justin clip the grass a little bit going into lap 2, and as a result, he got redded out. So it's those little errors that really add up, and this game is certainly a game of inches. What a snipe from Torp in the beginning, though. He sniped Luke out of first. You guys couldn't see it on Luke's POV, but Luke was first. Torp got a snipe off. Those are the kind of plays you want to see from that man.
So far now, a 26-point deficit. And going into this last GP, Daragh really has to have that sense of urgency because they're running out of time here. And they need to get those big races because those little races aren't going to cut it now.
And this is a nail biter, folks. I mean, it's still fairly close. Daragh, or I keep saying Daragh have been trailing this entire match, but not more than mid-30s or so. They've kept it close throughout. And this is kind of, you can kind of compare this to a basketball game where anything can happen. Any little run, like a 12-0 run, you get a couple steals, a couple fast breaks, you're right back in it. So we'll see. Speaking of basketball, Fusion.
Yeah?
Are you excited for Heat and Celtics Game 4?
Oh, for sure, because that's just a really good matchup.
Yeah, tomorrow at 5:30. Yeah, I honestly can't tell who's going to win that series. I think it's going to be the Heat, but Lakers are going to beat the Nuggets easily. Anyway, we'll move on.
It's not the sports, so now's not the time.
I honestly like to talk about sports. But yeah, now that we're on the topic of sports, let's actually bring up the betting odds here. What are the live odds here for KG? I'd say minus 280 right now for KG, and then the point spread is going to be let's see, minus 32 for KG. But anyway, let's move on here. Sherbet Land coming out for Daragh. DKM does come out in the end though for KG.
Yeah, starting 1-3 on DKM. I feel like second could have a little more of an advantage because they could cut past first if he doesn't take that line right.
Yeah, first, of course, yeah, Luke is starting off in a bit of an iffy position, but he takes good lines, able to maintain first. Daragh behind him, only in second, though. Let's switch over to Luke. Let's see if he's going to maybe back a green here. No, because KG is in third, so he opts to just play it safe. He's going to be able to keep his line. Looks like Justin actually lost second somehow, but then we see Thunder slip into second anyway.
So far, all Luke has to do is just hold it down here. But he does have to be careful not to hit his teammate because they now have top two with Murr just sliding in past Justin. And if Luke can, he should let Murr pass. So
ooh. Yeah, he should. Oh, blue coming in anyway. Does it actually hit Murr? No, Murr is able to come away unscathed. It's going to be a 2-3-4 for Daragh here. Good backspin from the Torp.
Two good backspin, I believe. And a pow.
Yeah, he essentially created a wall of backspams. There was a Nana tight, so he just instinctually backed that red wide, keeping KG back a little bit.
Ooh, almost connected with another one. And right now, if Daragh is able to get the shock here, then this actually will benefit him huge, like, you know, largely since it's only Murr up there. And if they can keep 5-6 back, then they'll be...
Ooh, Thunder's very... Yeah, Daragh have been very aggressive with these backspams. And...
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, that's not what you want. Now Daragh are in position to pull blue, especially because they are 2-3-4-5. Back kick trying to bump Jake off. Bump him off.
Good
actually
play.
Does. Yes, he does.
If anything, even if neither have shock, then it's going to be fine because if anything, they're just going to hold down those mid spots. Doesn't look like they have it, so no one has it so far. But if anything, it's going to be very, very tight for Murr to just have to keep it up there.
Yeah, if you're online, you want to keep the shockless as best as you possibly can.
And Luke pulling the blue again, so there's not going to be much that he can do. If they're able to slow down Murr even a little bit, then if anything, they'll be able to just like not get just completely destroyed by that blue.
Justin's off. Justin's off.
Man, and I think...
Oh! Javo! That is dirty! Oh my god. I thought that was going to be a for sure good race from Daragh there, but of course Justin falling off and then that bomb snipe. Absolutely vital for KG. My goodness.
Man, that's unbelievable.
I've said Havo before and people called me out on mispronouncing it. It's all good. What an important snipe. My goodness. I looked away too for a second. I even said, let's switch over because I thought Backache for sure had 4th in the bag there, but he went from 4th to 8th. That was very clutch.
I'm in shock. That was
Oh.
a big time play.
Is this the dagger for Daragh? I mean, still 3 races left, but is that going to take a toll on their mental state? Oh my God.
It's only down 31 though. If you're Daragh, you just gotta keep it cool. There's 3 races left, and it's still possible for you to come back. I wouldn't get tilted at any point in time, especially down the stretch, because it's very important here. Just keep a cool mind.
Certainly. Yeah, and I wouldn't really fault Backache too much for that, but I don't think he was looking back. I think he was just comfortable. He's like, all right, I got this. There's no way I'm gonna lose this spot here. But that little second of vulnerability ended up proving to be the difference.
And he had a shroom as well, so if anything, he could have possibly made it, but that bomb literally just covered just about every single part of that.
If he saw that bomb coming, he probably would have been able to use his shroom on the line and just barely get up there on the line. But that bomb, the bomb blast covered a lot of the road anyway, so even if he saw that coming, there's not much he could have done. But yeah, let's see how well KG will be able to keep up this momentum. DKS coming out here. This is a Daragh staple. I'm not sure if they actually picked it, though.
They did, yes.
Okay. Let's switch over to Luke. Let's see if he can be able to get some back spams potentially off. No, that's going to be KG behind him. But let's see him take the double here, potentially.
Uh-oh.
Well, that red, that almost hit Luke as it was targeting someone else, but...
Whoa, there's a lot of lag right there.
I think Murrah might have bumped someone off bumped one of KG off going for the double there.
That double, my God, Mel's just now in the start in 3rd.
How did Murrah get the better of that exchange being Daisy? I'm not sure. He actually bumped one of Daragh either off the track or at least off alignment. So it's going to be a top 2 for KG here. Let's switch over to Backache.
So far, we're to start in 3rd, and right now we do want to see both baggers did make the backward step by the looks of it. So, and there's also a blue out. It's gonna.
Oh, Luke dodged it. Luke dodged it. What a play!
But he's not gonna be able to take double at it because of that. And
Yeah.
Mel's gonna go for it, which is gonna, I believe, put him in 1st now with the star, or closely contested with Luke.
Oh.
And he doesn't use that star at all. But opting to hold it.
I think he just didn't react in time because knowing Backache, I feel like he would have used that star. He would have used the star trying to get 1st.
Actually, because if Daragh have shop here, then they could just call it. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Perfect.
Yeah, if online had the shock, then that was definitely Backache not using the star.
No, that's not a blue. That's a red. Excuse me. Did look like a blue for a second, but yeah, very good shock in for Callum. Ooh, that pow. Oh my God!
Let's just over to Luke. He's gonna be able to make double here. Looks like.
Yeah, he will be able to make the double. But he is being pushed around, so if anything, he has to make sure he doesn't hit the shy guy. Mel does hit the shy guy, though, and Luke is able to just cruise right past into 1st. And that's got to be very, very...
2, 3, 4 for Daragh, though.
But yeah, still a winning race, but still demoralizing that they lost at 1st there in such a really close contested ending right there.
Yeah, and I was going to... I did say that knowing Backache, he would have used that star, but Callum had the shock, I believe. So he intentionally kept that star. From the looks of it, and then that shot came in for Daragh, dodging them in the middle of the pack and getting them up there for the most part. But then that POW was absolutely vital for KG. It prevented Backache and Thunder from taking it, unless that was their POW, God forbid. But no, it couldn't have been Daragh POW. I don't see why they'd use it there unless they spammed it. But still a good race for Daragh nonetheless.
Yeah, but you would want those big races, and it was such an unfortunate timing that POW came, because had that POW not come at all, then they could have just taken double in top 2, and potentially blocked it, and that would have prevented Luke from taking it, and they would have had top 2 secured and possibly top 2-4, which would have cut the deficit by a lot more.
Certainly. It's those mistakes that can add up at the very end. It's those what ifs that can add up. I mean, there are a lot of what ifs that can be thrown out in this game, but you got to focus on the here and now for Daragh. 2 races left with, we will get a score update in just a second. 2 races left with a 24-point deficit. So still very much feasible for Daragh here. They've kept it close throughout. Let's see if they can finally get a strong race instead of a little winning race here.
Right, RBC.
They do get their track pick here in RBC. And this is going to be a nail biter. This track is always fun to watch. I mean, just look at the last match we casted, CB versus Gun. I mean, there have been lead changes through and through, spot changes throughout the entire match, which was throughout the entire race, which was actually a surprise because you can actually play well as a team and just keep the other team back with double back spams here. But still entertaining nonetheless. Let's see who gets the better of the exchanges early on.
Barely avoided getting fib sniped there, Luke. And KG able to just drive into the top two right now. Mel does get flattened early on, so now it's run away again, just like before in DK Jungle Parkway.
It was another good schlag there from Jake. He has been, I mean, obviously you don't want to put someone in a certain role because any of these KG players can run, but Jake has taken initiative for the most part in this war and has been doing the most of the dirty work for them.
I think Murrah barely hit that. Well, he might have scuffed the wall a little bit.
Slightly. But... Either that or he's trying to avoid the green and took a really iffy line. That fib snipe coming in.
And the green.
I like that from Torp, but Luke was aware of that and avoided it. And it looks like Luke got a back spam on one of Daragh here. So 1-3-4, I believe, for KG. No, 1-3 only. Daragh. Looks like Torp gets the draft here.
He's spacing out, so there may be a blue coming out soon.
No, I think he was just spacing out from the fib possibility there. So Luke, again, playing it safe. He has, yeah,
there it is. Called it.
Yeah. Torp not slowing down in time. I like the idea there from Torp. Backcake gets bombed out of 6, so it's going to be a bottom 2 for Daragh here.
It's going to be interesting to see who has a shock, too, because it might actually tell the tale if the pack manages to stay close. And Luke is just running it up right here.
Nobody has shock yet. Whoever's in 10th is chaining.
And Mel just has to be forced to use a star just to catch up right now.
Maybe Online has it here.
Running off. And
nope.
Lucky that he does not have it. I think Shaka may have it since he's just hiding behind there.
That is very much a possibility. And, I mean, Murrah is an 8th, though, so this is still okay for Daragh. They have some life, even though KG still have some of the top spots here. But if Shaka has the shock, then it may be curtains for Daragh, at least for this particular race. Let's switch over to Backcake. Let's see what he could potentially do to break the top spots a little bit. Only has a golden, though, in 7, so can't really do much.
It doesn't look to me that they're going to be able to really do much since Luke is just gone.
Bottom 2 now for KG, I think.
Yeah, but there could be a shock possibility right here to get him in the boxes, or they're just going to wait. So far,
actually, no, it's the top 3 for KG. That was just an H that Torp ended up megaing in the end. So this is going to be a very good race, and I believe this will be curtains for Daragh here.
This is going to be over for Daragh, sadly.
Unbelievable. What an absolutely entertaining match through and through. But in the end, it looks to me like KG have run away with this. If this is a 17... Or I'm sorry, if this is a 19-plus point race, it's over for Daragh.
Pretty sure even if it's a top 3, that's basically an auto win because there's no way they can lose.
Yeah, it's gonna be a top 3, and it looks top 3, 5.
Yep, that's basically curtains right there. 43 points. So that just gives them 360. So there's no way they can lose the match.
And Jake has come up absolutely huge when needed. He hasn't really been up there too much, but whenever he's given the lemons, he has made lemonade out of any situation, taking advantage of opportunity with any item he gets, schlagging 2 of Daragh in BC Wii and pretty much kept him back that whole race. And then in this particular race as well, he kept Daragh back with his mega schlag attempt. Hits 1, slows the rest of them down, and in a track like RBC where you can just utilize double back spams and just run effectively as a team. That was it for Daragh. No shock either. A little unfortunate for Online in that particular race, but either way, such a solid closeout from KG.
Well, they tried their best, and I applaud them for their effort. It's the only unfortunate thing is that like every time they seem to have an advantage, it always got quickly nullified by just one little factor in every race, and we're just gonna end off with TF. But yeah, Daragh, they played pretty well. Not gonna lie, they did pretty.
Yeah.
It's the only problem. There were some times where they weren't really able to just fully capitalize on the advantages that they were able to gain on. So
that's been the story for Daragh. I feel like they're a very consistent team. They play well most races, and then maybe like 3 races they flub a little bit, which costs some spots. But KG was just a little bit too strong for them on their day. Whenever KG were in the front, they just held it for the majority of the race. And when Daragh were in front, they made a mistake that had one of them, get out of a top spot, and it would be like a top 2, like 5 instead of like a top 3 or something. Or we saw several plays from Mura in the first GP, actually notably got several key snipes out. So KG were just the better team on the day. But pats on the back for Daragh. They put up a good fight.
Yeah. And we're just gonna see the end game. Right now with Mel just holding 2 shrooms and KG occupying top 2. Right now, the only thing you can really do is just try to crack that top 2 as fast as he could, just narrowly avoiding that back spam, and KG holding it down would may have shocked since I just saw Bagger Bill and Mel pulling a start in 3rd.
Oh, okay. Was there a DC?
Bill. No, oh my god! I just said. Did I really say a start?
Yeah, Bill.
Oh my god! Sorry, my brain has just been.
It's okay. This entire match has been absolutely captivating, so I'm not surprised. I mean, my mind is kind of fried too with all the excitement and all the. There were a lot of races where a lot happened, and so I mean, my head is in a bit of a spin right now. That was such an entertaining match to watch.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. Java holding it down in first, and this is basically just saving off a little bit, but yeah, right now just Mel getting redded right out of second, and I think
Thunder coming up in a bill, and there's their first place for Thunder.
Yeah, pretty nice first place for Thunder, but it's not going to mean too much as it's just too little too late now. And just going to finish off this race here. Well, yeah, that was a pretty hectic war for the most part, as there was a lot of shifts in momentum, and then KG was just able to keep it consistent and not lose races by big. They only lost it by very little. And I think the worst race that they lost might have been by like at least maybe 6 to 8 points, actually.
Yeah, and that was such a fun war to watch, I gotta say. I know I've already said that a couple of times, but it goes to show that this game is very entertaining at times, especially if you have 2 teams that are very evenly matched, or at the very least there's going to be one team that keeps it competitive. In this case, KG better on paper, but of course you can't count Daragh out in any situation. And yeah, it was just KG, whenever they were in top spots, they held their top spots a little bit better than Daragh, and I think that was one of the key factors. Let's see the table in just a second. Let's see who MVP'd here. But yeah, as for right now, that's all I've got. Do you got anything else to say, Fusion?
Well, all I have to say is that for Daragh, I know that because I know that after this, now that this season's over, I hope that they're able to, if they decide to play in the future, they're able to kind of work on keeping their top spots and all that, and just making sure that if they're able to keep it consistent and not lose their top spot so fast.
Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the cast, you were talking about playing in the future. I forgot to mention that whoever loses this match, it's going to be their swan song, because both teams are going to die out most likely after this particular summer split. KG, a couple of them already broke away. Mike going to AP. Jake may go to DZ if that comes around. As for Daragh, Batcake going to AP, and then Dacia looking for a team potentially as well. So this may be the very last MKPS match we may see from Daragh. I know it's sad. I like Daragh personally, but this just may be their swan song.
Well, I mean, they could come back as soft, so if anything, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be in for most of them, but some of them are gonna be going their separate ways soon. Yeah. But with that said, thank you for watching as always. You know, we always want to put out some great content for you guys to watch, and see you guys later this week on the weekend to see if we can potentially get some more matches casted.
Yeah, and sorry, one more thing to point out. I forgot to mention. This summer split, even though we've had a lot of crazy, hectic matches, the quarterfinals are gonna be looking somewhat, kind of like what it is on paper. The only difference is that AV are out already. They got eliminated by Velicor 2-0. But for the most part, the rest of the teams on there are the teams you'd expect. You know, all the D1 teams and whatnot. So it's going to be a very exciting end to this very exciting split. Yeah, thank you guys for coming along. I'm Jaggy.
And this is Fusion.
We will see you guys next time.
Peace.